Alright, this is part 2 for toggles. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm going to blast through this. In part 1, I've discussed in detail on toggles, if it is a single, multiple, etc. Just check the last video. But for this, we're going to use it. By now, if you've looked at the guide, you've already inserted your parameters and your menu, and you've already attached it to your avatar. That's what I'm assuming now. So let's go to our parameters. Go into your animator, look at your parameters in your animator. We're going to copy each of parameters over. The ones you've inserted, of course. These are integers, so whenever you bring them over, you type int. So let me just redo this and just to display it. Left wep, case sensitive, remember, case sensitive or it will not work. Right wep, fisting. If you have to insert a new parameter, it's likely that it's not going to be an int as a type. So if it's coming in as a float, change it now because it will not recognize it and it will not work. Alright, let's go to our menu. So your menu should look like this. It should be empty. So in order for your avatar to have toggles in game, you need to create these menus. So new control, add it in. Name it whatever your first weapon is. For this one, it's going to be the power sword. Alright, and optional, do an icon. I always do a sword because woo. Now, type toggle. Toggle, toggle, toggle. Every time I make toggles, I totally forget to change this type because you're going to blast through these, blah, 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 and you're going to go through those steps, you're going to forget this. If your toggle is flashing, it's likely because it's a button. Always go back and check everything. Alright, power sword's on my left hand. Value is 1. We can double check this by going over here. Left weapon, value 1. Alright, cool. And we're done with that. Now, I also have fisting, so I'll go over here and add fisting. Toggle, fisting 1. Again, just like explained in the last video, if you have multiple values, if you have multiple weapons, such as you have that pistol, make sure you put it as a toggle, and when you put it as left weapon, or whatever your integer is, you make sure the value is different. So, 2. 2 is this time. Now, there are some really fun things you can do with these toggles. Over here in your toggle menu, a little more advanced thing you can do is create a toggle so that its state or its value is 0. When it's 0, that is your 0 state. We could do quite a lot with that, actually. In that case, we can use it for perhaps a mesh value. I want my mesh or my skin to automatically be on this toggle. This is my value 0. So on the menu, it displays what that skin is called. It's a little fancy, but it's also, like, unnecessary, if you think about it. That's it. Drag drop, make sure it's on your avatar, make sure it's on FX, so that it recognizes your animation, etc. You don't have to have this controller up here. It's so that when you press this avatar, or when you record, you can start doing these animations in here. Alright. Remember, you can like, dislike, subscribe, comment below for any questions. I should be there and available.